Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. A powerful earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 6.9 struck southwestern Japan on Monday evening, prompting tsunami advisories on Kyushu Island and Shikoku Island. The Japan Meteorological Agency reported the quake, centered at a depth of 18.6 miles, struck at 9:19 p.m. local time, shaking a wide area of Kyushu. While no major damage was reported, one man in Kyushu sustained minor injuries after falling downstairs, and trains were halted at Miyazaki Station, stranding passengers. A tsunami estimated at 3.2 feet, reached land within 30 minutes. Experts are analyzing whether the earthquake is connected to the Nankai Trough, a seismic zone with a history of catastrophic quakes, including a 1946 disaster that killed over 1,300 people. Japan, located on the seismically active Pacific Ring of Fire, regularly experiences earthquakes. With just a week before his inauguration, President-elect Donald Trump was sentenced to an unconditional discharge in his New York hush money case. Judge Juan Merchan issued the sentence last Friday following Trump's conviction on 34 counts of business fraud tied to payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign. Trump, appearing virtually from Mar-a-Lago, maintained his innocence, stating, quote, "The fact is, I'm totally innocent. I did nothing wrong," end quote. The Supreme Court had cleared the way for sentencing in a 5-4 decision, with Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett joining the court's liberals to deny Trump's emergency request for a delay, noting his concerns could be addressed on appeal. Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, called the case sad for Trump and the country, vowing to appeal the verdict as the conviction remains contested. Wildfires in the Los Angeles area have scorched more than 36,000 acres, an area larger than the entire city of Boston. For comparison, Massachusetts wildfires during last year's drought burned only a few hundred acres. The devastation in California is staggering, with CAL FIRE reporting at least 10,000 homes, businesses, and structures destroyed. Mandatory evacuation orders remain in place for approximately 150,000 people. As of Monday, January 13th, officials have confirmed 24 fatalities, but they expect the death toll to rise as investigators continue to search evacuated areas. Aerospace engineering company Blue Origin called off the highly anticipated debut launch of its massive 320-foot New Glenn rocket early Monday due to technical issues during the final minutes of the countdown at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. The rocket, carrying a prototype satellite, was set to launch before dawn, but controllers paused the clock to address an unspecified issue, eventually draining the fuel. A new launch date has not been announced yet, as the team works to resolve the problem. Company founder Jeff Bezos, who participated in the countdown from Mission Control near NASA's Kennedy Space Center, remained optimistic, stating, quote, "We're going to pick ourselves up and keep going," end quote. Named after astronaut John Glenn, the New Glenn rocket is 5 times taller than Blue Origin's New Shepard and was delayed earlier due to rough seas posing a risk to the company's plan to land the first stage booster on a floating platform in the Atlantic. It's time to use some of that Kohl's cash, as the company has announced it will close 27 underperforming stores across 15 states, including one in Massachusetts, following declining sales throughout 2024. The Stoughton store at 501 Technology Center Drive is among the closures, which are set to take place in April 2025. Like many department stores in recent years, Kohl's has spent the last few years struggling to recover from shifting consumer behavior. The company doesn't anticipate that it had a robust holiday shopping season, with the retailer recently forecasting a larger drop in sales than previously expected. Coal stock has fallen nearly 40% over the past 6 months. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Do you know that electrical failures are the third leading cause of home fires? Cords and plugs led in this category, while extension cords dominated this category. To avoid these fires, plug heat-generated appliances directly into an outlet. Do not use power strips or extension cords on these appliances. Power strips are designed for use with electronics only. Do not put electrical cords underneath rugs or pinch behind furniture. Do not overload outlets. Charge laptops and phones on hard surfaces only. Finally, if an electrical device is not working as designed, it is time to repair it or replace it. Be conscious of your home environment and be safe, and thank you for doing so.
Welcome back. Now let's dive into some top stories happening in Braintree. A Braintree couple has joined more than a dozen others in suing Stephen Webster, the owner of Success Real Estate, after he abruptly closed the business last month. Stacy and Christian Ballerino filed a lawsuit in Norfolk Superior Court claiming Webster owes them $140,000 from a personal loan and $17,000 in unpaid commissions. The lawsuit alleges Webster mismanaged funds, ran a business akin to a Ponzi scheme, and embezzled over $1 million to sustain operations and a lavish lifestyle. The closure of Success Real Estate, which employed about 140 agents, has led to over a dozen lawsuits from agents and clients seeking unpaid commissions, loans, and deposits. Judges have barred Webster from selling his Marshfield and Braintree properties, and the Ballerinos are seeking to attach $157,000 in real estate assets to prevent their sale during the legal proceedings. The third annual Morning of Service for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, organized by District 5 Town Councilor Meredith Berica, will take place on Monday, January 20th from 9 to 10:30 a.m. at Braintree Town Hall. Honoring MLK Day as a federal holiday dedicated to community service, volunteers will prepare 250 bagged lunches to donate to Father Bill's in Mainspring, a nonprofit supporting individuals experiencing homelessness. Donations of lunch supplies can be dropped off at Town Hall on Sunday, January 19th from 3 to 4 p.m., or participants can assist with lunch assembly on Monday morning. The event welcomes children with special activities planned to engage them in the spirit of service. The Braintree Senior Center has an exciting lineup of activities this January, including weekly free movie screenings every Friday at 1 p.m. and Learn to Play pool sessions with Kathy open to men and women every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Special one-time events include the Happiness at Any Age seminar and lunch on January 16th at 12:30 p.m. Then on January 17th, for $3, there's an iPhone class with KevTech at 1 p.m. And on January 22nd, the center is offering AARP tax aid by appointment. For more information, call the center at 781-848-1963. The town of Braintree has announced this is the final week for Christmas tree collections. Residents are advised to leave their trees curbside for pickup on their regular trash collection day. For more information, visit the town's website at braintreema.gov. The third annual Lunar New Year Festival is coming to Braintree High School this weekend on January 19th to celebrate the Year of the Snake with a vibrant display of cultural traditions and community activities. Organized by the Chinese American Association of Braintree and the Braintree High School Asian Student Association, the festival will feature an expanded indoor market with local vendors and a variety of Asian cuisines. A highlight of the event is the Lion Dance eye-dotting ceremony set to begin at 12:30 p.m., offering a captivating and symbolic performance. This event invites community members to join in a lively celebration of Asian culture to bring in the Lunar New Year. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Well, it may be winter, but there's always something going on at their public library. I'm here to share some library news and tell you about some of our upcoming events. Starting this month, the library has a new Museum Pass reservation system. The Friends of Thayer Public Library sponsor the Museum Pass program, allowing us to offer discounted admission to 10 area museums such as the Children's Museum, the Museum of Science, the Isabella Stewart Gardner, and the Museum of Fine Arts, as well as other attractions such as the New England Aquarium, Zoo New England, Historic New England, and the Mass Parks Pass for free parking. Visit thairpubliclibrary.libcal.com/passes to reserve a discount museum pass online or call our reference desk for assistance. For those who prefer to stay home during the winter months, the library presents Author Hour in Massachusetts, a series of virtual author talks featuring some of the publishing industry's top trending writers in partnership with the Tewksbury Public Library. The webinars will all be held from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Zoom. Please visit our event calendar at thairpubliclibrary.libcal.com and search for Author Hour to see the complete list. Registration is required in order to receive the Zoom link. Register through the event calendar on our website, in person at the reference or over the phone at 781-848-0405, extension 4417. And please spread the word that starting on January 25th, our English Conversation Circle will meet weekly on Saturday afternoon from 3 to 4 p.m. instead of on Thursday morning. For families, the Children's Department always has a lot going on. Highlights in January include Saturday Story Time with Miss Elizabeth on January 18th at 10 a.m., Get Wild About Bats with the Kids Explore Nature for ages 5 to 12, after school 4 to 5 p.m. on Thursday, January 23rd, and the Community Volunteer Story Time and Craft with local picture book author Jessie Pilch Loeb, reading from her book, What's Going On with Papa Bear. That's after school on Tuesday, January 28th at 4 p.m. And please save the date of Saturday, February 1st for the library's family celebration of Lunar New Year, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. For information about all the events at the library, visit thairpubliclibrary.org/events. Pick up a print calendar at the library or call the library at 781-848-0405 or email our reference desk at braintreema.gov.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. After two high-profile arrests at Massachusetts emergency shelters sparked criticism, Governor Maura Healey has ordered more comprehensive background checks for all shelter residents, including checks against the Massachusetts Criminal Offender Record Information Database. This comes after a Haitian migrant was arrested in March for allegedly raping a 15-year-old girl at a Rockland shelter, and a Dominican immigrant was arrested last month after authorities discovered an assault rifle, fentanyl, and ammunition at a Revere shelter. Healey acknowledged that query checks she ordered last spring were not conducted at all sites, calling the lapse absolutely unacceptable. She has hired former Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis's firm to review shelter security and provide recommendations within 30 days. As shelters reach capacity, Healey is requesting $425 million from the legislature to sustain the program for 6 months, noting that more than half of the families in shelters are from Massachusetts. A texting scam targeting Massachusetts drivers has resurfaced, claiming they owe money for unpaid Easy Pass tolls through Easy Drive Massachusetts. Known as smishing, scammers send fake texts or emails urging drivers to click a link to avoid late fees. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation warns that it never sends bills or account information via text. MassDOT Highway Administrator Jonathan Gulliver advises people to ignore, delete, and avoid interacting with such messages. If concerned, validate toll information directly at the Easy Drive website or by calling 877-627-7745. If you've clicked a link, secure your accounts, notify your bank, and report the scam to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Boston has cleared a major hurdle in its efforts to rebuild the Long Island Bridge, as the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection rejected Quincy's appeal. The bridge, closed since 2014, is central to Boston's plan to establish a large addiction recovery campus on Long Island to address the region's drug addiction and homelessness crisis. Quincy, citing traffic and infrastructure concerns in its Squantum neighborhood, continues to oppose the project, with Mayor Thomas Koch's administration vowing to appeal the decision in Superior Court. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's office acknowledged more steps remain before construction begins, but said the city is actively preparing with consultants and contractors already involved in preliminary work. Despite Quincy's persistent resistance and questions about funding, estimated at over $580 million for the campus and bridge, the project has been a consistent priority across Boston's administration since 2018. In response to a surge in shoplifting and package theft, the Quincy Police Department launched a dedicated shoplifting and package theft task force in fall 2024, composed of a sergeant and 2 patrol officers. Nationwide data from the FBI and Safewise highlights the scale of the issue, with shoplifting up 93% since 2019 and approximately 260,000 package thefts occurring daily. From October through December 2024, the task force responded to 115 shoplifting incidents in Quincy, leading to 70 arrests or criminal complaints. Quincy Police Chief Mark Kennedy emphasized the importance of partnerships in curbing retail theft and ensuring community safety, reaffirming the department's proactive approach to reducing crime and fear in the city. Massachusetts saw more people leaving the state than moving in during 2024, ranking 5th on United Van Line's list of most moved from states, up from 7th last year. The survey found 58% of moves in Massachusetts were outbound, with reasons including job opportunities, family needs, and retirement. Notably, 34% of those leaving were 65 or older, while 19% were under 34. The New Bedford Fall River area stood out as one of the country's most moved from metro areas, with 67% of outbound moves. While affordability is often a factor, only 4% cited cost as their primary reason for leaving. Nationally, West Virginia led in inbound moves, followed by Delaware, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., and North Carolina. Vermont had the highest percentage of inbound moves, but was excluded from rankings due to insufficient sample size. California, Massachusetts, New York, Illinois, and New Jersey were the top outbound states over the past 5 years. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment and sports. Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here's Chris Curran with the latest on Braintree High School sports.
Braintree girls basketball extends their win streak to 4, with 2 wins this week over Newton North and Framingham. This makes them 7-1 on the season. Let's see some highlights from the Newton game. Throughout the first half, Braintree won on the back of their defense, with some key steals and blocks throughout the whole first half.
More good defense by Braintree. Towards the basket, Burke rejected.
Both teams were able to put up threes in the first half that kept the game close. but Braintree was able to score a buzzer beater to end the first half that opened up the scoring from there. They then scored a buzzer beater to end the third quarter that basically put the game away and gave Braintree all the momentum going into the fourth, which they were able to just run the clock. They go on to have one game this week on Tuesday at home versus Natick that will be on BCAM. The boys end a 3-game winning streak with a loss to Newton North, but have a win later in the week to Framingham, making them 7-2 on the season. Let's look at some highlights from the Framingham game. This game was closer than the final score shows. In a game where Braintree should have dominated, this was Framingham's closest loss of the season. This is due in part to the amount of turnovers by Braintree. But both teams had many turnovers, as exemplified by this highlight. Framingham kept it tight, but Braintree ended up hitting more of their shots, leading to a 17-8 fourth quarter that put the game out of reach.
Nime now in the paint, kicks to Kelly, a 3, and it goes down.
They go on this week to play at Natick and at Oliver Ames. While the boys hockey team come out this week with 2 dominant wins, with a 7-1 win over Newton North and a 5-2 win over Framingham. They go on this week to play at Natick and at Pope Francis. While the girls got their first win of the season, a 3-1 win over Newton North. They go on this week to play on Wednesday, home against Natick, that will be covered by BCAM. You can catch all of the games mentioned live on BCAM TV at Comcast Channel 9 or 1073 for HD, Verizon Channel 28 or Channel 2128 for HD, our BCAM TV YouTube, or our website bcam.tv. Let's send it back to Martha in the studio.
Thanks, Chris. Now, this week in entertainment, we have 3 movie recommendations for you to watch. Up first, Trouble follows an electronics salesman who, after being wrongfully convicted, faces police corruption and criminal conspiracies in an attempt to prove his innocence. The film stars Philip Berg and Eva Melander. You can watch Trouble now on Netflix. Next, Amber Alert follows Jock and Shane as they receive an Amber Alert on their phones and spot the kidnapper's car with the girl in the back seat. Desperately racing against time, they fight to save her before it's too late. The film stars Hayden Panettiere and Tyler James Williams. You can watch Amber Alert now on Hulu. And last, Hold Your Breath takes place in 1930s Oklahoma amid the region's horrific dust storms and follows a woman who is convinced that a sinister presence is threatening her family. The film stars Sarah Paulson and Amaya Miller. You can watch Hold Your Breath now on Hulu. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.